open up a fight like this. The lights go out. Someone else's lights go out here.
Where's that background noise coming from?
G'day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mad Dragons podcast. Hook to be sacked by morning. The players said that they were happy to play for Hook. They wanted to play for Hook. They wanted to put in a performance for him. Well, tonight they showed what kind of performance they wanted to put in for their coach. Absolutely pathetic. The effort was gone. About early in the second half, the title of this one was Dragons Annihilated by Referee. So the referee was absolutely dreadful. But you cannot get past how poor that Dragons performance was. Hasman, I might go straight to you for heroes and villains because I don't know. I don't have an agenda or anything tonight. Let's just fly by the seat of our pants and see where we end up.
Right. So my heroes, I honestly didn't think that any of the players deserved it, to be honest. The heroes for this week are the fans that actually stayed to the end of that absolute fucking shit fight. Like, more power to them. In fact, if they can put up with that sort of bullshit, then they're a better men and women than I am, I think. Why you'd want to stay to the end of that shit, I really don't know. Now, my villains for this week are the players for putting on that shithouse performance, and that fuckwit bloody redheaded dumb fuck referee bloody Todd Smith. He gave Cronulla every fucking opportunity to do exactly what they did. Wasn't the only reason, granted, but didn't fucking help. And also whoever the fuck was in the bunker for ruling that Cameron McInnes did not impede Tyrell Sloan going for that ball. He was 2 meters past the fucking thing when he hit Sloan. That should have absolutely been a penalty. That was an absolutely fucking pathetic decision. So, yeah, giving the officials a bit of a go again. So, they can basically all go and get fucked. So that's heroes and villains.
Yep, there's no real surprises there for me, Hasman. I kind of expected you to line up the referee there. I've actually got a bit of a treat tonight. So I've got one of the members of the vodcast here live with me, Mick Foster, Puff.
Yeah, go Donnie. Good to meet you, mate.
Yeah.
Actually in person for the first time, sitting across the table with you, mate. Great.
Well, pretty dreadful performance, mate.
Mate. Matty pretty much summed it up, mate. Some of those ref decisions, especially one where there was one try, and the referee actually was a pretty good view of it. He actually did the held up sign, and then straight away he gave it. And I thought, but he's already ruled held up. He didn't go upstairs. He put his hand down for a try, and I thought, and where I was, there were 3 Dragons players blocking the view of the referee. I thought, there's no way in the world that referee could have possibly have actually seen that ball on the ground. And especially the fact that he gave it without going upstairs, that just, I thought, well, we're pretty much going to be out of it from here. But like you said at the beginning, mate, the boys really were kind of gone today. They didn't put it in, especially knowing that Hook's, as you said, Hook's job's on the line. You think they would have really lifted and gone out of their way, but Cronulla were too fast. I knew Hines was going to be devastating, and he was the difference out there today for the Sharks. And very disappointing, mate, that actually beat you with a loss like that, mate. You came from Perth to see that.
Yeah, local derby too, Big T. The Dragons with over 15,000 turning up to Cogger. It's the first time I can remember in a long time that we've had 15,000 there for a game. When do you think the Dragons will get another 15,000 strong crowd after a performance like that?
Yeah, no, we'll be lucky to pull 8,000 in the future games. I think the Dolphins game will pull a lot of people because it's the Dolphins for next week. We'll pack we'll pack Wollongong next week. I'm sure of it. But today's performance, that first or second set we had, and we made 20 metres or something. Like that set our game from the start. First 20 minutes was all Cronulla. They had everything in the first 20 minutes. And then we had a little bit. The next 15 started showing signs of something. Like Hunt's try was a rather lucky try, but you've got to take them when they come along. Sua's try was a great try. It was well worked. And then there was the try to one of the wingers for Cronulla when McInnes went up 2 hours early and took out Sloan. Like definitely that was a no try. And then early in the second half, Sully went to pass the ball. Sullivan dropped it, and it was all over from there. No, Grava couldn't stay on the wing. Like, it was just a diabolical day. There's not much. I would just shake my head and I'll put that to bed and not talk about that game ever again.
Yeah, Jesse, Big T probably stole all the positives that there were in that game. There wasn't too many to talk about, and I think Big T spoke about all of them. Jesse, I mean, do you see any positives at all for the Dragons heading into next week? Is there anything that we can gain from that game to take into the Dolphins and give Dragons fans some confidence that we're any chance of producing anything?
Not after that pathetic display. It was absolutely pathetic. I wouldn't feed any of those blokes on that performance tonight. The calls for Hook's head will be even louder this week, and I can't really see an improvement. I mean, the Dolphins will play for Bennett as they have all season so far. I don't think it'll be a score like that, but I think if they can still put the points on us, and if they disrupt that display, I think there'll be a lot less people there in Wollongong next week. Because if they disrupt that display, I can't see any improvement in the team going forward. And it's a long season ahead.
Yeah, Chloe, I mean, Jesse said the calls for Hook's head will get even louder heading into this week. I mean, I personally, I think there'll be a midnight meeting tonight. I think Ryan Webb and the board, they need to make a decision right now. That performance was simply not good enough. Can you see Hook being the coach when we play the Dolphins?
Well, this club is so fickle. It's like when we lose, they think it's okay for the coach to stay. Now, that was a piss poor, in the second half, it was piss poor, and the Sharks ran over us. And I think all the fans have had enough. We need to, and I know the Sharks did well because their speed and the way their spine was in the middle was great. I don't know what happened with us, but I think they fell asleep. And I think, yes, maybe Hook might be gone. However, who's going to come in and who's going to be there? That's the issue, because the Dragons, which annoy the shit out of me, is when we lose and then we want the coach to go, they won't do anything. They go, yeah, good on you. Yeah, I know we lost, but get the fuck out of here, mate. Sorry, I know you're at the club, but get the fuck out. We don't want you anymore. You're too old. I know Mumbai might have been better than Little, but we need Little in there more than 10 minutes, okay? Mate, come on.
Yeah, I think that one of the more frustrating things coming out of that is that I don't know who comes in to replace anybody. I watched that New South Wales Cup game. There wasn't a lot to see out there of players that are banging down the door, desperate to come in. There's got to be changes come out of that game. The only change that I can see that's going to make any difference is to make a call on the coach, because the players during the week, they were all in the media. They were all saying that they're going to come out and they're going to play for the coach. Well, tonight they played for the coach. And if that's how they play for the coach, then that's it. See you later. His tenure is done. I've been a supporter of Hook. I've been a big one for let's give him until round 10. But I think after that showing tonight, there's no way that we can continue with him at the helm. Hasman, I might give you the last say, or I might give Puff the last say after you. But I mean, anything further to add? Do you think Hook survives a little bit longer? Do you think we still stick with the plan to keep him until mid-season, or is that game over?
I think the board is stupid enough that he will last until mid-season. If they might even just let him go the entire season, they're that stupid. But also another change that I can probably see happening next week, purely out of necessity, is going to be Junior Ramon coming in for Jaden Sullivan. He put on report twice tonight. One of those was for a trip. I can't see him not missing next week. So I think we'll either see Junior around by playing 5'8" next week, unfortunately. But if they play the way they did tonight, it's not really going to make a rat's ass of difference who's wearing the 6.
So no Jack DeBellin next week.
Well, potentially, but
possibility
who
of
knows?
DeBellin,
Mate? They've been saying 1 week for the last 8 weeks. So
Yeah, true.
yeah. Anyway, I might come around.
Yeah, Donny.
Lovely to
Yeah.
meet this man, Puff, Nick Foster.
Hey, boys.
But yeah, not obviously the greatest of circumstances. But I might give you the last say tonight, mate.
Yeah. Well, like I think everyone sort of pretty much summed it up, mate. I think Hook's probably not the guy anymore. I do think though that he probably will see the season out, probably, or maybe even at least maybe 4 or 5 more rounds, maybe. But I think Notting, you summed it up, mate. If that's how the boys are going to come out and play, knowing full well that Hook's job was on the line, and we all knew that, all the players knew it, and Hook bloody knew it, and they came out and dished that up. If that's how they're going to play with the coach's job on the line, and they get a scoreline like that, well, Hook's got to go.
Yeah.
And so thanks for having me on, boys, and been great to be part of it.
Thanks, Mick.
Yeah, thanks, Tony.
Thank you very much. Well, we'll wrap it up there. Nice quick one tonight. I think, I don't think anybody wants to talk about that game too much. I think Big T said that. Let's move on. Let's get with not
Yeah.
a fire up.
Put it to bed, man. Put it to bed. Like, we have to beat the Dolphins next week. The Dolphins are going to have a couple of players out. So will we. So
Yeah, we move on.
yeah. See you.